green light. Go, go, go. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Sweet, sweet. 2 seconds.
Do I sound clear? Do I sound cool?
You sound crystal clear, dude.
Lovely.
I don't know why you can't get in the service, so let me get...
Yeah, it just says, you know, like when you're typing in the right password, but then it comes up saying X, Y, and Z to say Y.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
just wouldn't.
Done a share screen so you can see. Right, let me get this volume
Before you do go back onto that, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I don't butcher it, but bear with me, alright?
That's fine, dude. No, you're fine. You're fine. Just... You're absolutely fine.
Go. Say no more.
Change to that mic. Yeah, just 2 seconds, dude. I'm just making sure all the volume's alright. I'm just going to turn you up a little bit as well.
Copy that. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Yep, just turn you up just a little bit more.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Yep,
mic
good.
check
Happy
1
with
2.
that. Right, here we go.
Right, going on mute.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for this afternoon's racing. Glad to have you all with us, and apologies for the slight little delay just a moment or two ago. Just make sure everybody in the chat can hear me loud and clearly, and let me know in the chat if you are. We shouldn't be delayed anymore, and that'll be the best thing at the moment. Just reading messages in the chat. Going to be a tough day, says Gillies. Phil Atherton, I've got to Dan Davis support this time. Dan's not driving this season. Evening, all good luck, says Tony. Dutch J7K says, good luck, everyone. My popcorn is ready. Indeed, it is. The popcorn is ready. Lucky people driving in the dry. I'm not going to repeat what Post said, but lucky people. Pro always get the best conditions. Post, if you tune in throughout the season, you'll know that you'll know that they are. The lucky drivers. We all are heard loud and clear. We are now joined. I've jumped over because we are now joined by Jamal Clouden, who joins us in the box. Bear with him tonight. He is new to commentary. He is new to the comms box. But Jamal, good evening. How are we?
How are we? Evening, people. It's good to be in the comms box and here for a brand new season. Feels like it's been a long time, but glad to be back, yo.
Yeah, 6 weeks has kind of taken its toll. It has been a while since we've been back. Obviously, bar them fun events, it's been a little while since we've been back. Obviously, you're not taken to the grid this season, which is a shame. You're obviously going to be missed. There's a few drivers missing, though. Yourself, Dan Davis, none of the LSA drivers, which makes this championship open, really open.
It is anybody's game. You got drivers like Overtaker, Friedman, Ben Rook, Harris. It's anybody's game this season, so we'll see what happens, see who wants it more. Yeah, can't wait.
Is there anybody out there in platinum or gold that you're sort of keeping your eye on to sort of who you think could do well this season?
I have to admit, seeing Harris back in that Lexus, that could be very scary for the rest of the field, especially in what is he in plat? Gold? Oh, even still, he could rustle some feathers in the plat category. But again, we'll see. Take it away for the race start.
We will do indeed. We'll have to go to options and get back onto the normal screen, because for some reason I pressed the drive button as we went. So we are green and go for the first race of the season, and it already looks like it could be a decent start for Mezin, who's already checked out ahead of Will Friedman. He's pulled in front of Schmidt and Marinich in towards turn one. There you go then for the first time. 38 GT3 cars. A bit of a tap from Marinich on the back of Will Friedman. Mezin's missed his brakes and gone very, very deep there. That has allowed the BMW with what looks to be Marinich coming through, and we look well away at turn one. No yellow flags flying as yet. Friedman's 3 wide in towards turn 2, and that's the McLaren of Milliston, who has again just tapped the back of Will Friedman. Through turn 2 they go then, and Schmidt side by side with Mezin for second place. Friedman gets a heck of a run as they come up the hill. Little wiggler in the background who's just bounced off the wall, and here comes Friedman to the outside of the Honda at turn 4. Manages though to hold on to it, does Schmidt for the time being. A lot of yellow flags down the back end of the field. What has happened down here? There is a few dramas. Ogani is in that mess, as well as the Nissan down there. Langley's been caught up in that one, as well as Manavola, Richie Michelle on his return, and Castro, all involved with something that happened. I wonder if that came from the Lamborghini having that moment. The bonus for the drivers is there's no pit window. They can pit when they want. But already, Jamal, an entertaining and exciting start to this season.
Drama already. But again, the race isn't won on the first lap, but we will see what happens. Hopefully people will get into a rhythm, and then we should start seeing some people attacking. But again, like you say, open pit window, we'll see who will make the jump first. We will indeed. Overtaker going side by side with Vitas there, and they managed to come out with Overtaker in front. Rizowski, we hope you can be back on the grid with us soon. Hope all is well, buddy. Gareth Rob Smith saying, Jamal, just mention pasties and lawnmowers occasionally and you'll be fine. And Tony says that no more bad days, Jamal. Now Jamal is here in the chat. Further forward from Overtaker, though. In fact, we'll go further back because Cairns looking to put a move on that of Vitas in towards turn one. Up the inside, Cairns goes. Vitas gives him a big wide berth, and Cairns should get the exit. And ahead of Vitas, we'll just jump forward a moment because Klaas has gone up the inside of Will Friedman. Friedman trying to hang it around the outside of Klaas at turn number 2. And the Greasy Bandits McLaren looking pretty racy at the moment. Friedman has to tuck in behind Klaas there, so Klaas getting the jump over Will Friedman. Friedman now having a little wiggle, and that nearly put that of Milliston on the back of him. Vitas did lose out to Cairns as well through turn 1 and 3, and we've had Cardno into the pits, we've had Leger, McGowan, a lot of drivers in the pit lane early on. This must be for that damage to be repaired that happened at the start of this race. Ugani's not been into the pits, neither has Gillies, and Gillies' car looks pretty good at the moment. Doesn't look like there's much damage on that at all. But back to Milliston then, who is putting pressure as Tom Cardno gets himself a stop go 30 for speeding in the pit lane. So when it rains it pours for your team, Jamal, the Cloud9 racing team. Williams had dramas yesterday, and Cardno starts the season off with a stop go. That is very unlucky for Mr. Cardno. Nerves probably running high again, adrenaline. First race of the season, mistakes are bound to happen, but again, already busy pit lane, people trying to find clean air. Again, like from yesterday, undercut is meant to be strong here, so again, we'll see what happens. See what happens indeed, as Mezin starting to put the pressure on Marinic. No, he's not, because Mezin's gone into the pit lane. So Schmidt now in second. Klaas will be up into third place from Friedman, from Milliston. Overtaker is into the pit, so that releases Cairns. And then that of Vitas. Michael Harris running up in ninth at the moment. Harris is second in the gold category. Remember that Will Friedman and Mike Matthews' numbers are wrong. They are both platinum drivers. So Harris running second in the gold category at the moment. Messino down in 15th. He's running third in gold. He's got Mike Matthews just on the back of him with Van der Ven in the Audi as well just there. So we'll see what these three can do at the moment. Liking Messino's livery on that Ford Mustang. Quite the livery and quite the damage on the front of his car. But yeah, so gold at the minute is Klaas leading with 5 platinums in between him and Harris. And then Harris in second with a handful of cars in between him and Messino. And with the results, Jamal, being based on overall positions, that's exactly the kind of start these gold drivers want. As many platinum cars between each other. 100%. Again, the grid is just getting stronger and stronger each season as we continue on. Yeah, like you say, position is key, especially around Hungaroring where it's so tight, twisty. Any opportunity, you just got to take it.
Well, I tell you what, you missed an absolute blinder in qualifying, as 5 of the leaders was coming through to finish their opening lap. The back half of the field was still queuing to start their first lap, so it really made a mess of in qualifying of trying to get through to the front. Milliston here on the back of Will Friedman now. He's got Cairns with him. Cairns has really upped his pace over the last season in the winter practice heading into this time around. Still 22 degrees track temperature, so it's not warmed up massively yet. A stop go 30 for car 25. That is Ugoni for speeding in the pit lane, so he also has a stop go to his name to serve. Marinic now in the pits. Mezin did his pit stop, as did Overtaker. In fact, where did Mezin come out? Mezin's down in 23rd. Behind McGowan, Radic, Benrook, Leger, and Overtaker is your net pit leader. And Overtaker's carrying some damage, so I wonder if he's caught the pit wall on the pit entry, but with Leger right on the back of him. So we'll keep our eyes on that fight brewing through the pack. Here is Vitas sticking to Cairns, who's on the back of Milliston and Will Friedman here then. So a four-way fight for technically third place at the moment, because Marinic is in the pits, and Schmidt, fastest lap of the race in that beautiful looking Honda out front. It has to be said, I think that might be livery of the season. It's just a nice shade of green, a nice shade of purple, and a bit of pink on that car as well. Let's see what's going to happen though between that Leger and Overtaker battle, because Leger is right on the rear bumper of Overtaker.
He is. Again, Leger's been looking quick in that Ferrari, an old faithful of his, as he said in the past. Let's see what he can do against Overtaker. Again, it's not easy to overtake him. He knows how to make that Mustang wide, but again, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, as well as Leger. Well, Overtaker's our only champion on the grid, like I said in the practice qualifying session, from Season 8 of Project Cars 2. So there's no ACC champion on the grid, unless you count in the Pro-Am champions. There's no Pro ACC champion on the grid at the moment. And I was waiting for Tony's comment there in the chat. But Friedman coming under a bit more pressure here from Milliston. Cairns as well coming under pressure from Vitas. This is the look back. This is a look forward from Vitas's car, who sets the fastest lap of the race. Michael Harris into the pits. Will he think of making a lunge down in the inside at turn 1? No, just a little too far back for him. Back down to Van der Ven, who's on the back of the Mustang of Messino. So Mike Matthews must have made a pit stop somewhere. And Van der Ven looks to pull to that inside in the Audi and tucks back in behind the Mustang. Harris, Gleeson, Pletasek and Gillies all into the pits. And Marinic is your net pit leader. He is well clear of Overtaker by 6 seconds. We've got Rook, who's trying to fend off that of Radic, McGowan, Mezin and Skunky looking up the inside of Mezin. No can do there for the Ford Mustang driver, although has he snuck through as the camera goes to the bridge and then pulls underneath. Skunky's going to try and hold it around the outside, or giving the inside line for the final corner. No can do. There's Butcher in this queue, so a good train of cars behind Ben Rook here as the driver finishes his stop-go penalty. Manavola 3 laps down in this race. There is Castro. Ugani's just come out the pits from his stop-go. Richie Michel, not the return he'd have wanted. Langley up in 31st. He's still got that damage, the Pro-Am champion from 2 seasons ago. Teaming now obviously with last season's Pro-Am champion of Benny Varga. Benny Varga currently running up in 27th place by the guys that's just come out the pit. Back to that fight though with Overtaker and Leger. They've got Michael Harris in front of them, so Harris has jumped these two in the pit lane. Again, like I said before, that undercut is very strong here, and that is a massive blow for Overtaker. I mean, being stopped behind Harris, especially in that Lexus. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens as well. Leger, very capable race driver. He's gone against Overtaker many a times now. These two are veterans of the Simplay Motorsport grid. I believe we've lost Matt Wright from the first race of the season. He just read a message that he's had to bail, so I don't even think he's taken to the start of the race. So let me just double check if he did any laps. I don't think he did. No, he's not even registered him on the race sheet on the timing tower next to me. So Matt Wright has had to miss the first race of the season, unfortunately. And we'd like to hope he'll be back for race 2, but we'll wait and see what will happen in this one, though. Mezin having a look to the outside now of McGowan at the same place where Skunky just tried to overtake him a lap or two ago. Skunky now under pressure from Butcher behind, but no can do there. These four just stuck with each other, and we saw last night at one point, Jamal, that everybody being stuck together like this, just not a lot of overtaking happening. As I say that, Butcher looks like he's tried to tuck underneath the Ford Mustang, gets a horrible exit from the final corner, but it's so hard around this circuit to get the overtake done that you've really got to commit to a move.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's similar to like Alton Park, very tight, very twisty. Again, you just got to be really brave, but again, you also got to be patient to make that move stick. But we'll see if anyone goes for a gap.
Yeah, indeed, we'll wait and see. As Yoshi's in the chat saying hello everyone, can't wait for the Endurance Cup on Saturday. Indeed, join us for that live at 6 p.m. For that, no, at 5:45, sorry, for that one on Saturday evening. That will be the first round of the Endurance Cup, 4 hours of Imola. Reason why it's at 5:45 is because qualifying will end on the hour so that the race can start as close to the hour as possible to finish around about 10 o'clock time UK. So yeah, that is the first round of Imola. 4 hours of that, 6 races coming your way in the Endurance Championship, and the next one will be not until the middle of March. So looking forward to a busy week here at Simplay Motorsport with 3 races at Hungaroring. We then head straight over to Imola, ready to start our Endurance Championship. Here goes Skunky though, having another look on Mesin, gets up the inside, a lot closer up the inside this time around, and has he got the move done? Mesin may just get back at him here under the braking. Skunky just goes a little wider to not turn in on Mesin, and Mesin still hasn't got the job done yet, because Skunky will have that inside line for the final corner. Needs a good run out of this corner though. Mesin's giving him a very wide berth, and Skunky now gets through. What was happening with Rook? He did get overtaken by Radic. Rook has lost out to Radic, and Overtaker has lost out to Patrick Leger in this race. Still though, the top 7 to pit, but Rook losing a place, Overtaker losing a place, and Skunky putting a great move on Mesin on Mesin there.
Again, you just got to be brave. I mean, Skunky, he held it there, he pressured him. Mesin couldn't handle the pressure there. Again, Skunky capitalised. Butcher nearly got through on the final corner, but again, let's see if he can make a move on Mesin.
Good evening to Unorthodox in the chat saying it's Ben's season. Yoshi, I'll message you more details about the Endurance Cup this weekend. And Dan saying it's Ben's season. I can't say whose season it is, because I think it is as wide open now as it ever has been. Without Dan, without yourself, without the MSA guys, I think there's we've got a lot of new drivers come in as Benny Varga picks up a drive through for track limits on home soil. I think there's a lot of new guys come in that are as quick as MSA at times, but I think we've got a big grid of drivers that could win anything here.
100%, and I will mention one driver to keep an eye out on for this season. I've raced against him, and so I can vouch for his pace. Milston in car 997.
Yep.
One to definitely watch out for. But again, we've got a few quick drivers in here. You got Skunky on his day, you got Gowney on his day, again,
Friedman
you got Ben
back.
Rook, Friedman as well. Overtaker when he's ready.
Who's that? That's Messino with a drive-through. Sorry, Jamal, it's Messino with a drive-through. Come on, Harrison Rook, says Dan in the chat. And now Skunky picks himself up a drive-through. So he's just made the move on Mesin, and it's all gone horribly wrong. Patrick Leger now fastest lap of the race, so he's the fastest man out on circuit at the moment. And
on Harris.
He is gaining on Harris. They've just got past the Ferrari of I'm not sure who. Bright yellow Ferrari coming out the pits in this one. Top 3 still to pit. Your leading pit runner and net pit leader is that of Schmidt, who is 3 seconds up the road now from Friedman. Where is Milliston gone? He was well ahead of Friedman. He's now down behind Marinic, so something must have happened to Milliston in this one. So not sure what happened there, but Milliston on the back of Marinic. No, they are both ahead of Friedman. I was looking at the wrong person. Eyes all over the place. Apologies tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Leger, though, 6 tenths off the back of Michael Harris, running that Dan Davis Lamborghini of last season, and he looks rapid in that Ferrari tonight.
Lexus, he does look strong. Again, Lexus not really that strong around here, can't really use its V8 grunt, whereas the Ferrari, nimble, mid-engine, sector 2, strongest point.
Great change of direction for that middle sector.
100%. And again, from experience driving the McLaren around here, it's the mid-engine cars are so strong around these sort of tracks. For like the big V8s, it's a lot difficult, and even the M4 as well. But again, depends on the driver and see what they can extract from the car.
Indeed they can. I noticed Harris was flashing the rear of a back marker there. Then Vitas still putting the pressure on Friedman. Milliston keeping the pressure on Marinic, who's within a second of Schmidt. Drivers coming out the pit lane. This is going to be interesting to see where they emerge. Klaas has just exited, so has Keynes. Klaas will be down in P4 at the moment. Your gold leader still though, and Keynes out the pits. He looks like he's going to slot into that gap perfectly. A BMW size gap between Will Friedman and Vitas there. Vitas has got nice and warm tyres. Keynes would have just slightly cooled down a little though through travelling through the pit lane. Good evening, Simplay crowd. The track definitely suited some rain, says Cherry Moore. The rain was fantastic on Tuesday night. The 2 races we got was absolutely brilliant, but we've got the final lap of the race with a battle here. 8 tenths between Schmidt and Marinic trying to fend off Milliston, all for the podium.
Indeed, and for me, he might be able to hold off Milliston. Again, it depends if he can handle that pressure, because I know how strong that McLaren is around here, and especially through this section here. If you get it right,
yeah,
an opportunity is there. But again, we'll see. Last few corners.
Last few corners indeed, and for how many seasons have we said that it is the Honda on top? Well, we've got 3 corners to go, and the Honda will remain on top. Yes, O'Reilly wasn't here for the back part of last season to try and take that second championship in a row in Pro, but he's jumped out the Honda, and Schmidt climbs into it. Marinich has got a little bit closer here at the very, very end, but this looks like it could be going the way of Schmidt in this race. He didn't get pole position. He had a good qualifying. He rounds the final corner. It is Honda on top in race 1 of Hungaroring. Schmidt wins round number 1 from Marinich. Milliston, Claes, your gold winner. Will Friedman in 5th from Cairns and Vitas. Michael Harris, P2 in the gold category. Leger with the fastest lap in 9th from Sokolov. Comor, overtaker from Radic. Then Ben Ruck from McGowan. Mezin to the line in 16th. Butcher, P3 in gold from De Court. Mike Matthews is 19th from Rob Smith. Van der Ven in the Audi from Wainwright. Then it'll be Mackenzie's Nissan from Pletasek. Gleeson. Stothard with a bit of damage round in the final couple of corners. Crosses the line now. Gillies, P27 ahead of Maiger. Langley will cross the line for P29. Wasn't hoping for much, he was saying this week, from Hungaroring. Doesn't seem to suit him on the pad in the middle sector. Skunky, P30. From Benny Varga on home soil with a drive-through penalty, 31st. Messino with damage, 32nd from Cardno, and Richie Michel we wait for. Castro, Ugoni and Manavola have all finished down the order. But what a start to the season, Jamal. This is going to be, if it keeps up at this rate, a very interesting battle.
Indeed, indeed. All I can say is it's going to be a bumpy ride this season. What are we saying? Let's see. I can't wait. I can't wait, because as like we said earlier on in the race, loads of new people have gone in different cars that I wasn't expecting to see on the grid. It is anybody's game. Anybody's game. It
is indeed. We, though, are going to be right back after the break for race number 2, so don't go anywhere. Yep, we're clear, dude.
Oh, Jesus. Mate, my heart is fucking pounding.
No, you did well there. You did well.
Did I actually do okay?
Yeah, you did all right there, dude. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Okay.
I enjoyed that. Is the Marjay watching tonight?
Oh, I sent it to her while I was midway through.
Yeah, boy.
And she reacted with a fist bump. But I gotta wait for her reaction. I gotta wait for her reaction tomorrow or even later on. Actually, to be fair, she's going to be in bed sleep, but yeah. Fucking hell.
I enjoyed that. You did well there, dude. You did what you jumped in exactly when I went quiet. You jumped in. You did everything bang on there, dude. No, it's brilliant.
It's weird because, like, I'm trying to think of what next to say, but then at the same time, I'm like, no. As my man said in fucking Top Gun 2, don't think, just do.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is, dude. Yeah, that is all it is.
You know what I mean? So, oh, mate, I'm smoking a fucking fat one and all.
Where is Sokolov? Am I missing something here?
Sokolov, you say?
Yeah.
Wait. Slow down.
He's 10th.
Oh, there we go.
Pletasek, 24th. Marinich was one of the top.
I hit that little giggle at the end.
Oh, you dick. You got me with that. You absolute dick. You got me with that. That was not funny. Did you see... I nearly giggled at DJ Phil's comment.
What?
He said... Hang on. Where is it? You have to come up with a new name for you and Claire now in the commentary box this season. What is... Claire.
Claire.
Yeah,
fuck
not
me.
Clouden, Claire. What is pudding and custard is a new name for your first night of commentary. And Tony replied with, who's Claire?
I love that. Pudding and what?
Pudding and custard, apparently. Like, fuck me, Phil.
Nah, Phil, stop. Behave.
Hang on. In fact, hang on, actually. Let me change my mic on the... Is am I muted on desktop audio? No, mute that. I'm just going to jump into the Discord chat with because Tone's in there, so I'm just going to see what Tone thought of that comment.
I'm going to quickly jump over as well.
Yeah.
Send me an invite when you go back to PlayStation.
I'm going to stay in the PlayStation party, dude.
Alright, cool. Oh, yeah, because you can do it on the PC.
Yeah.
Duh. Alright, give me a sec. Where is the... There you are. What are they in main? There they are.
Tony! Is Tony there?
Yes, what's the face?
I know as the... Tony! Who the fuck's Clay?
Sorry, hey, how you said it? Yeah, fucking made me laugh. Look it up, my mic. What happened, bro?
Who's fucking Clay?
Is he there? No, he's not. Yeah, he is. Mate, DJ Phil just needs to stop, mate. He just needs to stop. Hey, Ferrari honey me done and Harris, huh?
Yeah, it was hopefully anyone gonna fit in the last few laps.
Knew you were sandbagging.
How does it feel around here? Because I've actually never driven the Lexus around here. What's it like?
No, you're quick enough to beat me, Agus.
Well, if you had a couple more laps, you'd have sailed past through the corners at least, anyway.
I was gonna say Lamborghini as well ain't really favoured around here, even though it should be because it's mid-engine.
I am with the Ferrari, mate, not the Lamborghini.
But Ferrari and McLaren are pretty much the two strongest here, really.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure you don't speed into the pits and get a fucking stop and go day.
Yeah, what?
Oh, Tom's here. Hey, Tom.
Back to normal, innit? Like,
Tell you what I want to try doing, Tom.
Mate, I had fucking incredible pace there, man. I was just banging in constant, like 43.7 this whole day.
You might want.
McLaren is just goated around here, man. That sector 2 is just, yeah. Once you get it right, it just fucks off. It really just fucks off.
You might want to unfix your throttle pedal so you don't speed into pit lane next time, mate.
Yeah, just need to get it earlier.
I'll be back in a sec.
Wait an overtake this race.
No, we missed it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I forced him to make a mistake in the chicane and then I overtook him when he was slightly off track.
Fuck me, there's too many drivers to input fucking results for. Jesus Christ.
I've also fastest ever for me.
I've already done you.
I know.
Butcher, 17. Castro. Langley. Benny. Who is Rob Smith? 20th. Racing? Is he fucking racing? Westerich, I've not seen his name. Right, good luck for race 2, boys. Have a good one. Well, that wasn't bad, was it? It wasn't bad, was it?
Hey, that's fucking horrendous for me.
19th mid-pack.
Shit, man. Honestly, it's shocking. I didn't get below 144.
Fair enough. Right, he's still not back.
No, he had to shoot his missus. Oh, no, no,
Yeah, he texted me. Well, best luck for race 2, dude.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to need it. I hate the track. I think it's shit.
It's not a great one.
Honestly, I'd rather race at Alton Park.
Jesus
I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm just on the phone with Marjay.
I just don't think you can race it. There's not much extra overtake.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you
I
mean.
just don't feel like it's that good.
Yeah. No, I get you, dude. We'll have a good one anyway. I'll chat to you after.
Yeah, no worries.
What happened, Langers?
Where? With what?
You had damage, didn't you?
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I sent you the video.
I became a punching bag.
I had it playing beautiful.
Someone spun in the middle of the track. I had to hit my brakes. I got rear-ended, so I rear-ended someone else, and then I just basically kept getting hit. No one slows down for yellow flags.
For fuck's sake.
No, like someone sees a car spinning on the inside, right? I see him come back to the middle, and I start to hit my brakes, and everyone's just full fucking throttle.
Yeah, somebody in front of.
And what I meant about quality,
Basically.
I went out late, right? But no overtaking in the third sector. So we're literally stood still in the third sector.
Yeah.
And you start getting cars on a flying lap flying by us.
I literally had to
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I caught it on the stream. I was going through the drivers on the list, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm seeing cars, and I'm thinking to myself, well, you're not allowed to overtake. So, and I'm sure I saw Mike or Matt, and I'm like, well, why have they overtook? And then I saw them post a lap time, and I was like, oh, fuck.
I had to done my clutch even.
I mean, I get building a gap, but it's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I think-
how much of a gap. Like, there's barely any dirty air in this game. If you're 4 car lengths behind, it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, well, I always aim to maximum 2 seconds, because it's alright then.
I told Benny, don't worry about results, just keep it on the track. I already know these first 2 rounds are going to be shit.
Yeah. Keep it on.
I actually.
Keep it on the track, Benny, and he goes and gets.
It's quite alright.
Goes and gets a drive-through.
Could have been like 21st or something, nearly top 20.
Yeah, I had 30 seconds of damage.
I was ahead of him.
Right, he's not allowed to race at the minute, Langers.
Really?
I've just gone into Mike, and I've had a text off Matt. His missus is kicking off big time.
I send you my POV.
Yeah, I'll watch it after race 2 because I'm about to go back live. So best luck for race 2, boys. Have a good one.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, I'm back. Where's my vape? Where's my vape? Where's my vape? It's on charge. It's there. It's on the... No, it's not on charge. Where the fuck is my vape?
Share screen?
Oh, have I turned it off?
Oh, wait.
No, you left the party, so you may just have to go back on it, dude.
There we go. Got it.
Where's my fucking vape?
You're right there.
I can't find my vape.
I just
Can't find my vape at all.
Quickly find you. You've got 2 minutes and change. One's out on track. Well, 2 are out on track. Well, one's gone to the pits. One's out on track at the minute, so you...
I think it might be downstairs. I don't think I'm trying to get it. Now I've dropped my fucking mic. Brilliant. Oh, no, I found it. It's under my slipper. It fell on the floor.
Right, so before you go back live quickly, qualifying, Milliston is highly likely. Friedman, I'm going to say Leger, Cardno, possibly Rook, if he can get it hooked up.
Messenschmidt
and Milliston.
Yeah, there was a few that was quick at the beginning. Right.
But anyway, go on, I'll leave you thing on mute up.
Right. Mike's first one out on tracks when I change camera on there. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplane Motorsport. We are back for race number 2. And what a start to the season it has already been for this Pro category series. It has been some fantastic racing. in the Pro Series already, and championships taking shape. The leader of gold is Class, and he's already nearly got 20 points over Michael Harris. The difference in what it means for scoring overall points. The team points is the ones I'm going to go through first of all, because obviously different amount of drivers on the grid tonight. Racing Softs lead the way on 134 from Balkan Esports, 113. Balkan OZ Racing on 99 from Bal Race, from the Big Apple Logistics Racing on 98. Balkan Sim Hub or P5 on 89. Greasy Bandits on P6 on 71. Cloud9 P7 on 64. The Flying Dutchmen are on 58. The Casuals 49. Momentum PR Team or P10. MMS P11 on 40 points with Simplay Racing on 30. Quantum Motorsport 22. Sleeping Lizard Repsol Racing are on 14. Only Momentum P13. Team Richie's Course, Team KSC Squadra Course, and then Bearded Racing rounding out the back of the grid. Why are Bearded Racing rounding out the back of the grid? I put Jimenez down as P37. Jimenez, I don't believe he's racing tonight, is he? Was Jimenez racing? Let me just double check this chat. I'm sure Jimenez had declined.
I didn't see him on track.
Who did I put down as 37? I was meant to put Manavola, and I've put down Jimenez, so that is my fault. So delete that and do that, and boom, that is that one sorted. So I put down Manavola, not Jimenez. Brilliant, go me. Either way, we're in this session for qualifying. Don't forget to check out, though, the links in our descriptions to our two fantastic sponsors. We have a brand new sponsor for this season supporting the Pro Championship, or Design Manchester, who have been with us for many years now, that provide our server and do our fantastic trophies. They are producers of vinyl graphics, laser engraved gifts, mugs, printed clothing, and much more, including Simplay Motorsport merchandise. Head over to their Facebook page for everything there. And then also check out, I need to get their website in the description, I forgot to add that one, I've just noticed, but please check out as well Big Apple Logistics, who specialise in moving plant and heavy machinery worldwide. So a big thank you to Big Apple Logistics, and a big thank you to Chris and Ben, who's made that possible with that company to bring them on board here for the Pro category. And if anybody from the Big Apple Logistics is listening or watching, we thank you for your support for this season for the Pro Series, and welcome aboard Simplay Motorsport. We hope you're here to enjoy the ride. Just catching up with a bit of a chat as well. Where are we? Chris in the chat says it's a horrid track. Ben said the Lambo has been struggling all week. Gilly says laps 1 was sketch, but felt the pace wasn't awful with the damage after, but going to be a long season again, I fear. Will Friedman, sprint was spicy. I hope nerves will calm down for the endurance. I feel people are on fire. And that kind of was what it seemed to be. It did seem like in that mid-pack, Jamal, that there was a few drivers that was just sort of looking a little too impatient in the 15-minute race.
Yeah, again, nerves running high, adrenaline pumping, mistakes that could be avoided. Again, at least, I mean, it's race 1. That's all I can say to it. It's just race 1. Nerves are running high and mistakes are going to happen. But hopefully by race 2, the nerves should calm down.
Indeed they should. And just look at that track map. There is not a lot of space to get a good clean lap in, is there? As we're on board with Stothard, he's just going side by side with a Ford Mustang at the moment. There just isn't a lot of room, is there, out there, Jamal, especially on a tight, twisty, middle-sectored circuit like this one, to really do anything.
Correct. I mean, it's so hard to find clean air in such a small area, like especially when you got close to a 40-car grid. It's next to impossible to find that optimum lap time.
Yeah, indeed it is. There's a yellow flag in the middle sector. That is car 31. It looks like still... we have got back up to 38 cars. Matt Wright is back in the session, so he might be back then for race number 2. So let's see what happens in this one then. But currently your pole sitter is that of Overtaker by a 10th from Class, the Gold driver. Putting on a good show at the moment. Had a great result in race 1. Qualified pretty well in Q1 as well. Remember, this is the only season where we will have the double qualifying period. So, come next week when we do our first and only night race of the season at Brands Hatch, it will go to the reverse grid by class format for Pro and Pro-Am. Darren Cup will be qualifying all the way through all year. And when we get to that reverse grid, that's where things are going to start to become a little more interesting. And then we've got the 2 90-minute races. Week 3 at Kyle Army, and then I think it's week 8 or 7 at Indianapolis. That is just the one qualifying for. The bad side is, if you're Rob Ramsell, who is the only person who carries a ban over from last season, everybody else served their bans or haven't returned. He's got 2 qualifying bans and a race ban, so he'd have served all them bans tonight. Now he's got to sit and miss race 1 next week, miss quali, do the hour race, and then miss the quali for the 90-minute race at Kyle Army. So kind of on the back foot this first 3 weeks of the season.
Indeed, that is a massive blow to start the season. Again, I'm not too sure what car is he in this season.
He's gone back to the Ferrari, I do believe.
I mean, he's gone. Another person that's gone back to something that they know really well. Hopefully, he's got it dialed in, and he should be able to do well in the gold championship. Well, we'll see. It's a long season ahead.
Yeah, long season ahead, and like we said, them 2 90-minute races, Kyle Army and Indianapolis. As here comes Richie Michelle towards the line, currently down in 20th place, moves up to 14th place, 0.3 of a second. Doesn't get you a lot for its value at the moment, because he's straight back down to 16th after the next couple of cars behind him cross the line. Right, car number 2 of Mezin is approaching the final corner. He is just under 0.2 of a second off the back of Sokolov now. I think this season, I said it to Langley in Pro-Am last night, and I feel the same for Pro tonight, Jamal, and for this season. I don't think we're going to get a runaway leader as Mezin takes pole position at the moment. I don't think we're going to get a runaway leader. I think this is going to be down to who's more consistent.
Correct. I agree with you. I'm just looking at the gaps, and it's insane how close it is. This is going to be a juicy season. People, do not miss it. Do not miss it.
No.
Be there.
Indeed, you're not going to want to miss a single bit of the drama, and if you want to keep up to date with what's happening here at Simply Motorsport, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the bell to be notified when we go live, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on the stream if you like what you see here. Moving forward then, Castro's coming to a standstill. The 169 is coming towards the end of his lap, who I can't quite see who the 169 is. It might be the 199, it's definitely not. There's the 169. It's Stoffard who's just finished his lap down in 33rd. 1 second separating the top 27 yet again here. Meaning that 11 cars are just outside that 1 second mark. This is crazy pace at the moment. Where's the 933? Let's try and find the 933 and jump on board that car if we can. We're probably going to miss that. It's Richie Michelle, moves up to P11, and look at that, it's half a second that separates the top 19, and Richie Michelle is within that at the moment. Car 62 is about to come to the line. That is Wainwright, crosses the line, moves up within a second, so now the top 29 are within a second of each other. The 977 of Milliston, what can he do as he comes to the line now? Goes provisional pole by 0.2 of a second. The 199 is once again coming around. We're going to try and pick up car number 9, which I do believe is Patrick Leger. 0.8 off the pole. He had the fastest lap in the first race, goes up to 11th now, puts that back to within half a second. The 229 is coming towards the end of a lap. So is the 302 of Skunky. So what can Skunky do? 3.9 off the pace, moves up to 22nd within 0.8 of a second. The 229 was Cairns, doesn't change where he is. Let's find Schmidt, who's approaching the final corner. Needs 2.5 attempts to take pole position back in this session. 5 minutes 30 left on the clock. What does Schmidt do as he comes to the line? Finds a 10th and keeps himself in second place. He's going to go back to the pit lane. Remembering the drivers are limited to 8 sets of tyres per session. That drops to 7 next week when we lose the one qualifying spot. So huge sort of strategy, if you will, Jamal, to at the start of the night, how many tyre sets do you use in practice, to what do you have left now in case you want to have 1, maybe 2 sets available for the race.
Indeed. Again, depending on the track, depending on how high the grading, also, yeah, you just got to be very smart on how you use your tyres, and even using it in the practice, again, it would be make or break in the race.
Could be indeed. Will Freeman's just moved up to second place. We're seeing Stephen Tubbs says mega field out there. It is indeed, as Ben Rook stays P4. Half a second now separating the top 14. A second separating the top 23. The 444 is coming around to finish his lap. That is Class down in 12th place at the moment. It is Richie Michel, your bronze pole sitter, until Class went and did that lap time. What can Leger do? Only up into P9. Where is Cordno in this session? He's 9 tenths off the pole, but that 9 tenths is putting him down in P20 at the moment. He'll want to try and get a bit more out of that car, and he's been putting in some good practice lap times out there, to be fair.
He has. Again, going off the back of like last season, he was looking strong. Few mistakes here and there. Again, in pre-season testing, he's been looking very fast. So let's see if he can utilise it in the race.
Indeed he can. Rob Smith said that everybody from the back of bronze to the front of platinum seems to have taken a step forward this season. Going to be crazy. Van der Ven stays 32nd, and it does feel that way, doesn't it? The level again seems to have stepped up even more this season for season number 10.
Indeed. Boy, I've got no words. I'm just it's going to be insane, man. It's going to be insane. Who's that coming around to the line? Is that Richie Michel?
It is Richie Michel. Oh, up into P7. Gleeson goes second in the gold category as well. So tight between Claes, Gleeson and Richie Michel for that gold pole position. Marinich pops on up into second place as he's just crossed the line. The 64 is coming to the line. That is Ian McGowan down in 14th. Ben's down in 15th place. And he's only 7 tenths off the pole. No improvement there for Ian McGowan. The 444 of Class, gold leader at the moment. If you find 600ths of a second, he's on the front row of the grid. If he finds any more, well, he's still on the front row of the grid, but he needs an extra 2.5 tenths of a second to move up even more. Cordno's just moved up into 20th and then been knocked straight back down to 21st. The 302 of Skunky is coming to the line. He's 7th. Doesn't find any more time there. The next car I can see on a valid lap is the 83. And the 83 is Ada van der Ven. Once again then, good to be back with the pro. Good to watch Stephen Millington. Steve, great to have you in the chat tonight, as Van der Ven decides to bring that one into the pit lane then. Rob Smith so far is the only car not gone out there to qualify. Here comes Stothard to finish his lap. What can Stothard get in the bag? He's currently 2.2 off the pace. Can he get that under 2 seconds? No, he can't, not this time around. Next car to do a lap is the 54. Who is the 54? Well, it is
Gleeson.
Gleeson. Well, I'd love to find him. He's there. He's up in 8th. So here he comes round the final corner. 1:10. Next on a valid lap after this. That is Marinich. Gleeson towards the line. Does he improve? No, stays P8. What about Marinich? 1 lap left for these drivers. Some may be done. Others will just be starting their final flying lap. Marinich improves just slightly. Let's find the 101 of Sokolov then, who was up the top of this timing tower about 4 or 5 minutes to go. He's now down in 12th and can't improve from that P12. The number 11 of Mike Matthews. I don't even think we've seen Mike Matthews bar the opening lap. Well, he's just gone and done a lap to take him up to 23rd, 9 tenths off of the pole position time. So, you know, it's not disheartening to say 23rd because you're only 9 tenths off that pole.
Indeed, like I said before, the grid is just getting stronger and stronger each season, and it's showing tonight. It is crazy, near enough down to, where is it, P30 within a second or so. It's absolutely ridiculous, especially around Hungarian. Again, positioning is key around here. And
let me just ask you, obviously you've driven on the grid more recently than I have. When you're looking at yourself down in like Mike's situation at the moment, where is Mike? He's down in 23rd, but he's only 9 tenths off the pole. What do you take from that as a driver, sort of looking at where you are to where you are behind that car, knowing that it's 9 tenths is not a massive amount to find?
It's not. Again, it's down to track conditions, how hot, how cold it is. If you've got the right tyre pressures, again, being very similar pace with other drivers around you, it is very difficult. And to try and get in that mindset to say that you're going to try and cut through the field, it's kind of hard to put into words, if that makes sense.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, Wainwright's currently 31st. He's coming to finish his qualifying session and stays 31st. What can Mike Matthews do? We've got the 57 of Manavola just behind Mike. Can he find any bit of time here to move himself up the timing tower? No, he can't. Stays where he is. Manavola, 600ths off the back of Mike Matthews. Has he found anything? No, he doesn't. Messino doesn't find anything either. I believe that is the number 9 of Patrick Leger. It is the number 9. And then the 444 of Clace. See if Clace can do anything in this one. Leger to the line, up to P8. Clace has bailed, so he is done. Car number 33, I think that one says. That is Maiger to the line, stays P30. What about the 197? What is they going to do? Is that the 997? It was the 997, sorry, of Milliston. He comes across the line and stays on that provisional pole, and that can't be qualifying done because there's 2 cars out there that say they're on invalid laps but must be on a valid lap. Gillies is bailed to the pits. The other one is Langley then. So he must be on a valid lap time. Must have just come out the pits to reset a lap. So what can Langley do? He's bailed at the final corner, and that will be your qualifying for round number 2. And would you look at that? It is not only the platinum driver on the front row of the grid, but the gold driver with him. And what a job from Class. That's 2 pole positions for him in this race tonight. Good effort from him.
That is mega. That is very mega from him. Again, he could be one to watch this season in that McLaren. Let's see.
Could be indeed. He's going to be one to keep your eyes on in that Gold Championship. Like we say, though, we kind of go to a similar circuit next week for the night race, don't we? Brands Hatch, it's not the most widest of circuit. Some good mid-speed corners, a bit like Sector 2 here. So you're kind of looking at a similar circuit in a way.
Indeed. And, I mean, compared to Hungaroring, I would say Hungaroring is kind of mediocre to Brands Hatch, considering that they're very similar. Is a lot more narrower, very bumpy as well, so dirty air is going to play a massive factor in the tight, twisty sections. But again, we'll see what happens. And it's at night time as well, so that's going to definitely mix things up.
Yeah, it is indeed. It's really going to make it an interesting night's worth of racing that you're not going to want to miss. Who Darren Cup will be live next Tuesday. Myself and I think Langley will be back live for that one. We'll wait and see if he is joining me in the commentary box again for that. Me and Langley will be back live though for Pro-Am next week, and it'll be me, and we'll see who's here, whether it's Jamal or somebody else. We'll wait and see what's happening next Thursday evening for the Pro Series at Brands Hatch in the night. And let me tell you, the weather, I don't know about down by Kent at the moment, but the weather up at Donington, if it was Donington Park this time next week, it would be wet because it is non-stop raining here at the moment. So it's probably a good job it could be at Brands. We're 10 seconds away from the start of this race. Jamal, if you had to pick a race winner, who are you going with?
I'm not too sure, considering that McLaren is quite strong around Hungaroring at the moment. Milliston is looking favourite, but again, it's a long race. Anything could happen. I would say I got my money on Clace as well to take race win. He's to be fair, towards the back end of the season, or even some races that I raced against him, he was very strong, very quick. So yeah, he's definitely one to watch.
Well, let's see what he can do. Sokolov has missed the start of this race, so he will be in the pit lane for this one then, as we get ourselves underway for the second race of the evening. Rob said he's the class of the field. There's dad jokes and then there's bad jokes at the end of the day. Jamal, it's tickled Jamal, so you can be happy for that one. Forecast for Brands Hatch is very, very wet all 3 days. Hopefully it will dry out. Well, there we go. Thank you, Rob Smith. Yeah, you like that one, Jamal, didn't you?
Yeah, that was pretty funny, I can't lie.
Yeah. So me and Claire in the commentary box for this evening. Yeah, but this is what I mean. Let's load up the timetable.
P19 in McGarren P18.
Ben is P20, right? And Ben had the fastest final sector. And was only 7/10 off the pole. Like, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Will Friedman had the fastest first sector, and yet still ended up 4/10 off. And his time he's won and lost in that middle sector. on this lap, and that is
100%.
where Milliston has nailed it. You look at that, he's 3/10 quicker than Friedman in that middle sector on best lap. That's what's put him 3/10 quicker, and then he's obviously gained elsewhere. And what was he quicker than Ben in the middle sector? Again, 3 more tenths. Ben's obviously just lost a bit more time in sector 1. So, yeah, the middle sector here is what gets you a pole or loses you a pole position. Very easy to defend in the middle sector in a race, but when you're qualifying, you need that middle sector to be bang on.
100%. And when you get it right, it is so satisfying. So yeah, it's bread and butter, win or lose it, pretty much.
Chris is saying in the chat that I think that's his worst qualifying position since he's been at Sim Play. And the thing is, 7/10 is not a lot of time, so you can't let that one get to him too much. Steve says it would be nice for a wet race. Only had a couple for a few seasons. It says Steve Rob Smith. Dark and wet, it's going to be fun at Brands. Indeed it is. Claire's doing a great job, says Tony in the chat.
Allow it, Tony. Allow it.
You'll have to have words later.
6, 7.
Oh God, no, none of that. Not in this box. Oh
None
dear.
of
None of that. Otherwise, I'll make it a bad day.
No. Not down that road, Joe.
Either way, we're coming to the final corner for the final time this evening, and not for this week because we've got the Imola race coming your way at 5:15 p.m. On Saturday. 6:15 on Saturday afternoon, early evening for you guys there for the endurance season. But for race 2 and the final time in the Pro Series this evening, it is green and go, and Milliston gets a lovely launch over that of Clace into turn 1. He can already filter in to the leader this one, and Clace tucks into second place. Marinic though sees the door opening, has a look up the inside to 3 wide just behind. That is Friedman, Vitas and Radic going 3 wide. That is a great bit of racing there. Patrick Leger's also 3 wide, with that of what I believe is Richie Michel and Gleeson at the moment, and Patrick Leger around the outside of the pair of them. He'll have the inside line for the next corner, and that should allow him past that of Vitas. No, it won't. Vitas manages to get tucked back in behind Friedman. Spinner in the background, that's one of the Hondas. That is Comore, who has had a drama. He's tumbling, I can't even find him, he's tumbling down the timing tower, and Comore there, sadly for him, no other casualties, although I am seeing a few other spinners in that just before turn 5. The one, I think it's the number 5 car, is that Schmidt, who's now had a drama as well. It is Schmidt facing the wrong way out of turn 4 with huge damage, and your race 1 winner already in a wall, the 117. That is Rob Smith, who's had a drama as well. And already dramas for a few drivers in this race. Luckily enough though, no pit window, so they don't have to pit, so we could be in for a new race winner at least today, because Milliston so far leads your way. Class leading in gold, second place overall from Marinic, Skunky from Mesin at the moment, then Radic, P6 from Will Friedman, Vitas, Richie Michel is second place currently in gold from Leger and Gleeson, who's third in gold. Then it's Cairns, Overtakers 13th, Butchers P14 from McGowan, DeCourt, Tom Cardno, Mike Matthews up to 18th place, going side by side. No, he's not, because he's lost out to Ben Rooks. He's back down to 19th when the timing tower changes, and he's just fought off the Nissan of Mackenzie. Just further back behind the Nissan, there's a couple of Mustangs having a little charge here, and a Ferrari of Ugoni looking to go side by side with the Ford Mustang of Manavola. His teammate just further in front, that is Miger in the black and grey Mustang, and Gillies taps the back of Ugoni that hits then into the back of Miger, pushing Miger wide. Langley's now involved in all of this as well, and there's a 3-way battle with Matt Wright, Messino, and what looks to be Castro in the background as well. They all come through lovely. Matt Wright looking to swoop around the outside and have that inside line for the next corner. He won't on Messino, may do on Castro, no, loses out both places here. What a chaotic start to this race, Jamal.
This race is absolutely wild. Hungary strikes again. It's one of my favourite tracks. It just brings great racing. It's Skunky on the inside. Who was that? Mezin, wow, what? Again, Sector 2, you got to be so brave if you're going to make that move stick, and Skunky has done that. Vintage move from Skunky.
It is indeed, vintage indeed. You've got to be committed in that middle sector, and Skunky there has done just that. Mezin, with that fastest lap of the race currently. We saw Patrick Leger hold that in race 1, but Skunky doing the job there. Can Will Friedman now look to pounce on the back of Mezin? And you have to feel a little bit for Radic's poor small Porsche, because that's his view. You can't see a lot when there's two Mustangs and a great big BMW M4 blocking your path, but either way, he's doing a great job out there, and he looks to get the run on Will Friedman down the straight. That Ford Mustang obviously carrying 20% power restrictor on the latest BOP files, so that is not done by us on purpose. That is the latest BOP files that we download, as Friedman has to get out, so that opens the door for Radic to have a cheeky look up the inside. Radic will get the better traction out the corner. Friedman off the circuit. Has he kept it side by side with Radic? He may have done, you know, he does indeed. Now looking up the inside. If Radic can hold it around here, he'll have that inside line for turn number 3. He does indeed. Still a little bit of contact between the two of them. Vitas waiting in the wings. This is on board with Vitas. Little hip and shoulder there from Will Friedman on Radic, and we stay exactly as we were.
This is absolutely crazy. Don't know where to look. It's just battles everywhere. It's just wow. That's all I can say, Matt. It's just wow.
It's been an unbelievable start. All 3 nights so far have been absolutely fantastic. Rob Smith say they know it's an hour long, right? I don't know if they know it's an hour long based off what we've seen at the moment. Shame you ain't in it. Shame you ain't here, JC, says Chris. I assume Jamal Clouden. And then dive bomb Ben in capital letters. So has Ben been dive bombed, or has Ben done the dive bombing? Either way, Milliston 1 second clear of Clace, who's still got Marinich on the back of him. Let's go further down the order. 2/10 is Overtaker off the back of Cairns. And Butcher nearly into the rear of Overtaker there. That's put Butcher very wide. McGowan trying to hunt down after him. With Ben, I do quite like the McGowan and Skunky livery this year, and I do like the Ben Lamborghini. I think he looks really nice. The 2 shades of blue with a bit of white, looking quite smart out there at the moment. Just behind Ben is DeCourt from Cardno. Mike Matthews still 19th. Then the Nissan of Mackenzie. Any other fights happening further down the field? Yes, there's a good train here just behind Castro when Matt Wright's 9 temps behind. Gillies is 2 temps behind Matt. Vargas a couple of temps off the back of Gillies. Harris right up a Vargas rear end, and look at this Lexus pull the BMW in down the straight, pulls to the inside line. Michael Harris down in 30th place, not for much longer because he's about to be in the top 25. Bit of contact made between the pair. Benny Varga runs a little wide off the circuit. Will that lose out to Van der Ven? No, it will not. And now we've got Komar attacking the back of Sokolov. Komar had that spin out of turn 3, and he manages to keep going. So far 38 cars are still going. Wainwright not sure what's happened to him. He's 2 laps down. Schmidt and Pletisek and Rob Smith have all done their pit stops, but are laps down due to the damage they sustained.
Indeed, it's so much action. I mean, it's a shame that they got in contact, but again, anything could happen. It's still got 53 minutes to go in the race. Again, the track is so tight and twisty. You got to be so focused around here as well, because you're just in a constant train. So like you say, no one ain't running away from no one.
No, they're not indeed. And who's that that's just gone a little bit off the circuit there? That is DeCourt, who's lost out to Tom Cardno, and might now lose out to Mike Matthews as they appear under the bridge. DeCourt still got that inside line over Mike Matthews, and they just make a little bit of contact, and that allows the Nissan up the inside, and DeCourt has a strange spin, hitting the side of Mike. He loses the front end. It looked like they got stuck together, and round they went, and now they're 3 wide. Somebody's knocked the cone out the way. The Nissan of Mackenzie, DeCourt, Maiger, Manavola, Langley, Messino, all in this. Look at this train of cars powering, thundering down the start straight of Ungaro Ring as Mike Matthews can try and pull away. This can only end in one way as they're nearly 4 abreast into turn 1, and somehow they all come off it unscathed.
This is crazy. This is crazy. The Nissan looking to go for a gap on the inside. Can he make it stick? He's still there. Ferrari on the outside. How is it going to go? Can the Ferrari? No, the Nissan is still there. Can the Ferrari? No, the Nissan makes the move stick. Oh, the Mustang is coming in on... I can't even talk, sorry. It's just, Matt, it's just crazy.
It is crazy.
I've got no words.
We are 8 minutes into this season. Darren Yo in the chat saying this is nuts. Good evening to you, sir, and good evening to Peaceful Stepdad. Now the course gone slow. That's put Miga through. Messino's gave him a little hip and shoulder off the track. That's so all of a sudden the course lost out to Miga, Langley, Messino, Castro, and now might lose out to Matt Wright, because all of a sudden Matt Wright is now on the back of this train, and he's brought Gillies and Harris to come to play, and Manavola. Wrighty up the inside of Manavola. Now Gillies looks up the inside of Manavola. They're nearly 3 wide in the middle sector. The Honda nimble in this middle section over the Mustang, squeezing up the inside. Wide goes Manavola. Now the opportunity comes for the Lexus of Harris to be fully side by side. He can be later on the brakes and gets up the inside of the Ford Mustang. It is all go at Hungaroring tonight. The sun is shining, and what a display these drivers are putting on for us. Jamal, you've picked the right night to come commentating.
Guys, take a chill pill. It's only round 1. This is insane. I've never seen racing like this on ACC ever. This is just absolutely bonkers. I mean, if we're seeing this already at round 1, what is to come throughout the season, Matt?
Yeah, what is to come throughout the season? I just can't. I don't know what will happen. That's going to be the thing. Messino's just sent one on Langley and made it stick. Rosowski says, what the hell is going on? Good evening to John. He says, let's go, Class. Tony says, wow, in the chat. Class doing pretty well, John. I don't know what you've seen so far, but he's running P2, leading in that gold category, having a good race so far. Cherry Moore, some crazy spatial awareness from everybody in this race. Indeed it is. If you haven't hit subscribe already, you might want to, because you're not going to want to miss this season with the way this is shaping up. Castro now on the back of Langley. Further down the field, Komar, Sokolov and Benny Varga are all duking it out with Van der Ven, and Stothard's not a million miles away in this race either. I think that needs a sedative. I need a drink, that's what I do need. I can tell you that one now. I'm going to have to text downstairs to get a glass of water, I reckon. What if I know I've got a bottle of water in front of me? There we go. What a race this is turning out to be. Let's just drop forward to Castro once again. Has he made any inroads on Langley? Not really, but look at that gaggle of cars. If we just look on the rear wing of Castro here, look at how many cars are exiting that chicane. Matt Wright was so out of shape. Is this going to allow a run for Gillies? No, but Harris looks to the outside of Gillies. Can't do it there. Oh my days, this is absolutely fantastic in the Pro Series.
It's just bonkers. It just feels like it's a sprint race and not a feature race,
doesn't it? Yeah, it really does. And how nobody's had a big incident at the moment, because they went nearly 4 wide into turn 1 a moment ago, and they all come out of it really well.
Indeed, like that was brilliant to see. And again, spatial awareness around here is key. And yeah.
Oh, bit of a dive from Manavola, taps Harris, and now Benny Varga's being set one on by Sokolov. John says he's been here since the race 1. Well, great to have you, John. Glad you've been in from the start. Benny Varga taps Sokolov into the wall, and Sokolov can't seem to slow it down. Now Varga's spun and into the side of Komar, and there's the disaster we was waiting for. Now Komar's has been hit by Wainwright as well. Now it all kicks off. 12 minutes into the race. Oh, there we go, Jamal. You knew it had to come at some point.
Is it too early to say that this is race of the season?
It might well be. It might well be. Oh, what a race.
Just, wow.
Absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely wow, overtaker.
Where's he going? Yeah, I just noticed he was 2 tenths off the back of Keynes, and he's trying to get to Brands Hatch early with the looks of that, because he was very, very wide there. Just in front, though, look at this queue behind Patrick Leger, Gleeson and Keynes on the back of the man who had the fastest lap of the race. Let me look on the timing tower. What's the fuel strategies? There's one driver on I know, but saying that he pitted early on, so he's done his stop. No, everybody pretty much running the same strategy, so very interesting to see there. Chris in the chat, they were doing so well. Inevitable, says Gareth Anderson. John said he spoke too soon. What a great race, says Anchor. Can I resign as a steward, please, says Rob Smith. No, because it's only me, you and Argent. Tip says commentators going to need oxygen after this race. John said, at least I didn't do the commentator's curse. Don't even go there with the commentator's curse, John. I got told off last night for the commentator's curse, and it was not my fault.
No comment?
No comment, exactly. Didn't think so. Right, where are we? We're 13 minutes in. Milliston leads from Class, and that is Class who leads in the gold category. Remember, Mike Matthews and Will Friedman are in the platinum category. Their coloured numbers are wrong. That is for next week, so don't worry about that one. Marinic is second in platinum, but obviously third in gold. Fourth for Mezin with fastest lap. Skunky running fifth. Second place in gold is Richie Michelle. Gleeson, who we're on board with now, who's just in a train behind Leger with Cairns and Overtaker behind him. He is third in gold. And Butcher's nearly gaining on this pack as well, because he'd love to try and fight for that podium in the gold category. Let's drop down to Ben Rook and Ian McGowan, because Rook's only within a couple of tenths of Ian McGowan here. The casuals versus the Big Apple Logistics racing team. Anchor saying it's all happening now. Indeed it has. I don't even think it stopped happening from the start of this race. We seem to have just calmed a little bit. Who's in the pit lane? We've got that of Komar Sokolov and Benny Varga into the pits, so that will be 6 drivers that would have done their stop. Wainwright 2 laps down. I'm not sure what happened to Wainwright. He must have had a disconnection or something, because he's not done his pit stop, so we'll keep our eyes on his progression. Ben a little too far back, it looks like, at the moment. Yep, brakes nice and early. Matt Wright within 2 tenths of Decourt, who's within 3 tenths of Langley. Wright, he could be up against his teammate from last season. Coming down in towards turn 1, that Ferrari versus Ferrari with the BMW chasing behind. One of the closest fights on track. We'll go back up to that Patrick Leger train in a moment. Stop-go penalty for Benny Varga for speeding in the pit lane, so his night goes from bad to worse. Rajic now on the back of Will Friedman. In fact, let's go to Marinic on the back of Class, because this is now turning into the closest fight, and it's no longer Marinic on Class, it's Mezin on the back of Marinic, Jamal. Oh, he's missed his chicane.
Ooh, that's a little bit naughty there, or a little bit eager from Mezin, but again, he's piling the pressure on. Can he keep P3? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. Castro had a drive-through, said Gareth Anderson. Calm before the storm again, says John, and I get that feeling. I really do get that feeling from this race. Back to Friedman with Radic, with Skunky, with Vitas, with Richie Michelle 2.2 behind. Cherry Moore says, wait until the 45-minute mark. Bit of fatigue, car getting knackered, spicy racing incoming, he says. Well, that's in half an hour. So make sure you don't go anywhere in half an hour. And again, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button already, make sure you do so, and subscribe to the channel if you are new, hitting that bell to be notified, because if this is how it's going to be all season, you are not going to want to miss a single second of it. Great 4-way fight here. If we drop back down to Patrick Leger again, kind of turning into a 2-way fight. Overtakers fell off the back, but on the back of Overtaker is Cairns, Butcher, McGowan, Ben Rook. So he's now becoming a bit of a trainer's overtaker here.
He's actually got past Keynes.
Oh, has he? I thought he was ahead of Keynes. So apologies then. So yeah, he's actually got ahead. So yeah, let's wait and see then on what happens. We've got a couple of trains developing now. Further down the field again, 3 tenths. Maiger side by side. Messino taps the back rear of Maiger, and Messino. Very well held from Maiger. Messino just waits to let him get back onto power, and away he goes. Decourt trying to chase down Langley still, but he's got Matt Wright putting more pressure on him than he's putting on to Langley at the moment. Dutch J7K says, I need more screens. Don't we all? Don't we all, Dutch? Don't we all need more screens? That'd be beautiful. Although I say that, I am currently looking at 3 different screens at the moment. Vitas then running on the back of Radic with Friedman, who's having a look at Skunky there, just a little look back to Marinic as well. Keeps saying he's 2 tenths to Class, but then by the time they come through that middle sector, Class has reopened that gap up, just showing how strong that McLaren and he is in that middle sector.
It's that McLaren is like a scale electric in that sector too. It is mighty. It's because of its long wheelbase, it can just suck to the ground, use its downforce, and just utilize it. Again, with like the Mustang, the BMW, it's very hard to do those directional changes that quick. So. Yeah, it's anybody's game.
And that's the key thing in that middle sector, isn't it? You want a car in that middle sector that can rotate pretty well.
100%. Rotation is key around here, and tractions.
just seen in the chat that Castro is disconnected from this race. We are actually 2 drivers down in this race. So who are we down? Let me take a look on the timing tower a second. So Castro's disconnected. If he can get back in, that'll be brilliant. Wainwright's still going. The other one, I believe, is Sokolov, who has retired as well. So maybe a bit of investigating to find out what happened to him. But I've just seen in Discord that Castro's put in the general chat that he's been disconnected. Sokolov is actually typing now, so maybe he had a disconnection as well. If they can get back in, great, they will be able to score points. But as it stands at the moment, we're down to 36 cars. 36 cars. And by the way, while we've just got a quiet spell at the moment, just want to send our love out from Simplay Motorsport to Damien Hibbs, whose daughter is currently in hospital. Had an operation, I believe it was, earlier today. Then went unwell and is having an x-ray and stuff later. So Hibbs, if you are listening to the stream, our thoughts with you and the family, dude. Hope everything's well on your end, and hope everything goes okay. That is why Hibbs is not here tonight, and Rob Ramsell also not here tonight. He's picked up a bit of a rugby injury. Rosowski not here. Kowiak not here. Cosme not here. So still big names to come back onto this grid.
Indeed, and to be fair, you mentioned one person who I want to see what they can do in this car, and that's Rosowski. I want to see.
He's in the Lambo, isn't he?
He is, and from what I've seen before I left, yeah.
The rumours I've seen, he's quicker in that than the BM, and he was quick in the BM.
Boy, again, that Lamborghini is a highly underrated car. It is highly underrated, so let's see what he can do in it. I mean, Ben has shown that, Dan has shown that in the past as well.
Yeah.
Hooper as well, when he had his spell, he was quick from times. So it is very underrated, so I would say the Lamborghinis will watch out this season.
Yeah, I agree as well. Chris said, sod that, I've had a mare sorting out Ben's screens and cable management. I'll stick to the laptop and open 4 tabs. What do you mean you've had a mare? You rang me. You rang me to... Oh, that was to sort Streamlabs, not his screens. But yeah, you rang me. That is Benny Varga, trying to stay out the way as best he can. He got out the way for class, then was in the middle of the corner. Hypetech saying he will love to hear that, Matt. He should be watching it tomorrow, I'm sure. Yeah, thoughts go out to him. And the family, and hope the daughter's well and going to make a speedy recovery. GTR UK, Mezin push, as now Mezin does push, up the inside, through he goes, and well, why not for the first time this season in Pro? Thank you, Mama, for the carrots.
Indeed. That was, again, like I said, you literally got to go for that gap. If you see it, opportunity is key around here. And was that VTAS on the back of the Porsche?
It is, yeah. That's Benny Varga slowing down to be lapped. I know you do, Chris. I know you appreciate it. Anytime you need help, just give me a ring. Rosowski says everything after Brand is going to be awesome for the Lambo with 2 fire emojis. Patrick Leger's into the pits. Now, is this Patrick Leger getting out of traffic? Because there is a lot of it, let's be honest, and we know how strong this undercut is. This could be ideal for Leger to come in now. And because he's the only one who's come in, somebody pitted last lap, believe that was Butcher. So because he's the only one to pit now, is this going to give him that upper hand come later on?
I think it will. Again, it depends if he changes tyres or not. I mean, the track is a lot colder than what it normally is. So again, it's 50-50. He could be very rapid and clean there and make up a bunch of positions, or it could go horribly wrong. We've got to see.
We have got to see. Butcher's coming through the final corner. Leger's just about to come off of his limiter. Don't offer next time. I'll get you to sort it via virtual desktop. Oh my God, I haven't even got a clue. Yeah, just a phone call might do, Chris, to be fair, because I don't even know what virtual desktop is. But either way, Patrick Leger out of the pits. He is your lead pit runner at the moment. Michael Harris, who's this side by side? That is Manavola, and a Ford Mustang of what looks to be Miga Is that Maiger? He's had a big tumble down the order. He's got damage on the front end. It's saying he's 19th. Well, he's battling for 26th here because he must have had a moment somewhere, and he loses out to Manavola now. Right, up towards Messina, who's on the back of Ugoni, looking in towards the third from last corner, nearly sending it into the back of the Ferrari. Tell you what, great to see the Nissan on the circuit this evening.
100%, and another car that is underrated. I've driven it myself.
You nearly picked it last season.
I nearly picked it because it is the only car that will go toe to toe with that Lexus. You know what I mean? Like it's such a slept-on car, so it's good to see the Nissan on the grid. And
the last time we had a Nissan in Pro, you fought against it. It was in Matt Wright's hand that season at Spa, where Matt Wright took the race win. So Matt Wright, I mean, all right, Pro maybe has got a bit quicker since then, but Matt Wright proved you can win a race in that Nissan. Yes, reverse grid, but you can win a race in it.
100%, and again, like you say, I was chasing him down in the McLaren, and the McLaren is quick enough in the straight line, but that Nissan was just diabolical on the Kemmel Straight. It was just pulling away from me. And again, another known fact, everyone knows how quick the Mustang is in the straight line. Not even a Mustang can overthrow the Nissan,
especially now with its restrictor on board. But Friedman still staring at the back of Skunky, who's staring at the back of Marinic. Marinic dropped off the pace a little bit now, because since Mezin's got through, these two have caught up to him, and he's fell off the back of Mezin. Mezin's within 4/10 of class. Still nobody really yet to pit. We've not seen a lot of cars dive in to the pit lane. I believe that was one in there. So is that one of the leaders? Was that Mezin in the pits? Can't quite tell. We'll see if it pops up next to his name in a moment. It is Mezin. So Mezin comes in to do his pit stop. So we'll see where Leger will be in terms of Mezin in a few moments' time. Messino still on the back of Ugoni, who's on the back of the Nissan of Mackenzie. And then I'm going to ignore Ben Rook's time at the moment, because that's 2 attempts to overtake, who's also pitted. Messino into the pits. Ugoni looks to get underneath the Nissan. And is this where we're going to see that Nissan's blistering speed? Let's go on board with Ugoni. As you can see, the Nissan was side by side with him on that cockpit shot. Godzilla. And look at Godzilla just thundering past. Like Ugoni is standing still, but Ugoni goes for the send up the inside, leaves a very tight line into turn one and gets the move done. That's a great send from Ugoni. Didn't have the pace. Now he's got to go on the defensive because the Nissan's coming back at him. Can Mackenzie hold it around the outside? Not alongside just yet, so no, he can't. And through goes Ugoni up another place. John saying, and at Kota, the Nissan was mega. It was really incredible because of that back straight. Rob Smith has now had a disconnection, he's saying in chat. So we are down to 35 cars, unfortunately for them. The drivers can get back in, but we'll see what will happen in this race. Mackenzie then losing out that spot. Where is Mezin? There he is, and he's under pressure from the Honda of, is that Schmidt? That's Komar, who's a lap down to Mezin. So Komar was trying to unlap himself there. Overtaker out the pits as well. Where is Patrick Leger? He's actually ahead of Overtaker, so Leger's got a real good undercut over Overtaker there.
That is mighty. Again, clean air, especially around here, it is hella strong. So yeah, seems like pitting early was the way to go, but let's see what the others could do. Could
that be a heads up for everybody else, Jamal, to get in early? Well, we've now seen three more: Marinic, Friedman and Cairns all into the pit lane this time around. Matt Wright within half a second of Langley. Harris is the car behind him. None of them choose to pit at the moment. I'm very surprised we're not seeing more dive in. We're nearly at the 30-minute mark of this race. Would you not be tempted to just get that clean air? Because the more people that pit, the more traffic that's going to be at that section of the circuit by the time you pit.
Yes and no. More times than not, you want to try and mimic what the other driver is going to do, so you can either box the same time as him, or like you say, box a couple of laps earlier to try to get that undercut. Sometimes the overcut works better at times, so it differs.
Well, Marinic comes out the pit lane. He stays ahead of Overtaker, but it will be behind that of Mezin. Friedman as well, just behind him. Where is Leger in regard to them? Well, Leger's got ahead of Cairns as well, so Leger has jumped Cairns. Now, don't forget, it is 5 seconds longer for drivers to take tyres. How well do the tyres last here? I think, personally, I'd be changing the tyres. It's 22 degrees track temp, and if you're sliding a little bit, in that middle sector especially, the corners are long. So if you slide through these corners a little bit too much, that will really sort of scrub that rubber off the tyres and really hurt him. Sokol Motorsport, I've had my screen frozen at the start and had to start from the pits instead of P15. So that is why Sokolov then started from the pit lane. That is a shame for him. Undercut by Mezin, says GTR UK. Hope it is. What a day of racing we've seen. Like John said in the chat a moment ago, you do feel this is the calm before the storm. Pit stops are being made. They're all going to then bunch back up, and we could be ready for round 2, Jamal.
100%. Normally, towards the end of the race, that's where it gets juicy. People are starting to get tired, focus is starting to go. Game on.
Game on indeed. This is a battle between Butcher, Cairns and Overtaker. A lot of yellow and a lot of orange on the grid this season. And Butcher for the MMS team, leading the Momentum Motorsport car of Cairns and the Balkan Simub car of Overtaker at this moment in time then.
Wow,
so
Butcher got the jump on both of them?
Yeah. He pitted a lap before Leger, so just like you said, showing how big the undercut is. Sokolov says that Varga was lag spiking. I was clear from my side and the radar couldn't stop there after he touched me. So Sokolov just explaining why he was involved in that incident there then. Ben Rook has done his pit stop and has came out the pits, but I think he's behind this pack. Indeed he is. So Ben Rook just behind them. And who's further forward? That is Mackenzie. He's back on the rear of Ugoni here. Let's go round 2. Come on, guys, don't let us down, says John in the chat. I 100% think we're in for a round 2. Langley's coming under pressure. Look at this train. Behind Langley, Matt Wright, Michael Harris and Manavola. As Matt Wright had a horrible exit there of the previous corner. Went on the defensive from the Lexus straight away. And I don't like that camera angle. Camera 2s are normally the better cameras, but that one there just under the bridge. Little poor because you don't see what happens on the corner. Either way, Matt Wright is still ahead. Top 2 in, Milliston and Radic, and in comes Matt Wright to the pit lane for his stop then. Can Godzilla catch Ugoni? Ugoni has disappeared because he's in the pit lane. That will be why. Right, let's go back. In fact, no, let's contact Lexus of Michael Harris, who is not gaining on Langley because Matt Wright pitted. That's right. Let's go down now to P23 of Overtaker. On board with Overtaker as he comes through the right-hander. This is seeing his input. Remember, Overtaker is a pad user like Langley, so you can just, if you see him just a little bit more twitchy, that might be why compared to other cars. And he does a cracking job. He's a real quick driver, is Overtaker.
He's undeniably fast. Like, I've raced against him before. Ex-McLaren driver, made a transition over to the Mustang, which was kind of surprising. He did rattle the field a bit. I remember season 6, won the first.
Nearly into the back of Cairns there.
A little bit eager from Overtaker. I mean, he's that sort of driver. He's similar to like me. He just likes to get on with it and just harass people. That's what he likes to do. And when he's locked in, he's unbeatable.
And
when he's locked in.
Overtaker's possibly, bar Mike Matthews, the second most experienced driver at Simplay Motorsport. He's been with us since the Project Cars 2 days. He's done, I'll tell you how many race starts he's done. Get me stats page up, love a stat. Overtaker, this is his 193rd race. The only people who's done more races than him that raced this season, Kieran Argent, Andrew Taylor, Mike Matthews, Gary Leach, Phil Atherton. So Overtaker is the second most experienced pro driver on the grid. So yeah, hats off to him. And like you say, he likes to hassle the back of people. He doesn't want to give you a moment of respite. He is attack, attack, attack.
100%. He's just like the Terminator. He's he's just an android. He's just an android.
I love that comparison. That's brilliant.
He's just an android. And another one who's an android, Will Friedman. Again, from experience, the guy just knows how to just be patient, wait until he sees a gap, but he knows how to stick close to people.
Yeah,
he's another one.
Indeed he is. Well, Milliston 6 seconds clear of Mezin after the pit stops. Marinich is a net third. Where did Richie Michel come out the pits? That's just behind Patrick Leger. Leger's undercut here has really worked for him because he's jumping a lot of cars he was behind early on in this race. Langley's now into the pits. So yeah, Leger's undercut has really done him the world of good because he's... Where's Skunky? Skunky's ahead of Leger. Radic is no, not by much. That's what I mean. And Skunky was well up the road before Leger pitted, so that just shows how much he's pulled back in on him. And yeah, good job so far. Top 6 to pit. Stoffard in the pits. Wainwright still to pit as well, but he's a couple of laps down due to a moment earlier on. And then we've got currently Maiger, who's repaired his damage, trying to chase down the Audi of Van der Ven. Another car great to see back on the grid, the Audi.
Audi's another underrated car. It's a little bit twitchy on the rear end, but if you can get that stable enough and competitive enough, it is a very good car. Very rapid, very nimble. Again, similar, basically same power plant as the Lamborghini. Similar wheelbase, but yeah, very good car. Very good car. It's good to see an Audi on the grid again. It
is indeed. Well, Claes has been overcut by Vitas, Marinich and Friedman and Mezin in the pits.
Wow.
So it shows the undercut works there because he's come out behind Vitas, has Claes at the moment, and has got Radic only 0.7 of a second behind him. He still leads in gold net at the moment because Cardno has taken the current lead of gold, but Cardno is still to pit. They've passed Gleeson. So where is Leger? Leger's kind of our marker who pitted early on. He's well past Gleeson, so he's made up another position there. That puts him into 14th place. I think Leger could be in the top 10 by the time everybody's done their pit stops here.
I have a feeling that he might have changed tyres, and considering that he had the clean air, he was able to utilise the fresh tyres. So he's one to watch. So yeah, definitely I would say top 10 potentially.
Especially if the tyres
still got the top 5 to pit, but yeah.
Especially if the tyres start to fall off drivers. We'll have to keep an eye on his progress to Skunky. Good little fight here between Marinich and Will Friedman. John says he loves that Audi. I do love the colour scheme of it. I do like the orange on that. Do you know what? It's probably the nicest orange car on the grid. And I'm saying that over my own team of Simplay Racing's orange. So yeah, I do quite like the Audi's orange.
I mean, is it? I mean, it's nice compared to the one that you've seen. The one that I've seen.
Oh, compared to that one, no.
Ooh.
No. But on this grid, if you and I'm only talking the orange cars. I'm only talking the orange cars on the grid. I think the best livery on the grid, and I'm probably biased, is this Honda, not that one. Is this Honda? I'm probably biased because it's Honda, but I don't know. I just kind of... them colours should not go together. I think that works. I don't know why.
Do you know what? Me, I'm weird. I like it.
Yeah.
I dig it. It's different. It's
everything.
Just like,
if somebody told you them 3 colours, you think that just won't. They won't go together. Somehow it does.
It does. Yeah. 100%. Like, with the way how the Honda looks, especially with the front end, that purple just sits nicely, and plus then the glare from the sun, it goes well.
It does go well. It does indeed.
Well.
Oh, here we go. Little battle here. Maiger's got past Van der Ven. He's trying to get past Stothard as well. Stothard with damage to that car. Well, Maiger goes through. And, there you see Van der Ven just trying to get on the outside. Now up the inside of the penultimate corner of Stothard. And Van der Ven, through he goes. Gillies Honda has Repsol vibes. I see what you're saying. There it is. But I do prefer the other Hondas. I do prefer the other Hondas.
I do like a bit of vintage and stuff. I do like that. I would say, to be fair, is that the correct shade of red? I'm sure it's more of a darker red, but either way, I do like it. kind of brings like a bit of old school.
Yeah.
Even same with the Nissan as well. Like that's. I mean, Repsol Nissan.
Well, they are teammates. They are teammates. For the Sleepy Lizard. Well, they are called. Actually, I've just realised in their name, the Sleepy Lizard Repsol Racing. So that's probably why it looks like a Repsol livery, because it's in their team name. So there we go. Rosowski, wait for my Lambo on track. It's a beauty. It won't beat a Honda, Rosowski. Sorry, I'm probably biased, but it won't be odd. I tell you a nice livery that I said last night on stream. I really liked the Team GBR BMW of Privet. I thought that looked phenomenal, the white, blue and green. I thought that looked really smart. The design that was picked for it and the colours, I liked it. I didn't like it as much on the Aston, but I feel like it was the design of the Aston that let it down. The BMW one looked amazing. John says, I have to say, and I said it to Skunky, I love the green on Skunky and Gowney's cars. Yeah, huge fan of Skunky and Gowney's livery this year. Again, I don't know if it's that darker shade of green that's doing it for me, with the red that's making it pop. I do agree. Anderson says, Rosowski, go faster yellow.
That gives me 90s vibes, Skunkies and Gownies. It just gives me...
drive-through penalty for our race leader, who's yet to pit for track limits. So the Nissan of Mackenzie yet to box, and he's now got to do a drive-through penalty before he can box.
Oh, that's such a shame. That is such a shame. Again, getting a track limit around here is absolutely evil. But again, it is a short pit lane, so hopefully it doesn't hurt him too bad. So, but then again, he's got to still do his pit. So yeah. Race done.
Rosowski says, what car, in your opinion, has the best potential for liveries? BMW have some beautiful schemes. I've not seen every sort of like design of every car, but for me, the design can make the livery look good or bad. Like, I'll take this Mustang, for example. I prefer Overtaker's design of the Mustang than I do Skunky's, because Overtaker's is same design, but it doesn't have the Mustang on the back of the car, and you can't change the black on the back of that car. And I think if the back of that car was black, it was red on Skunky's like the front is, I think that would look even better. Whereas when you look at Overtaker's, same design, but no Mustang, which means you can change the back colour of the where he's got the black, and I prefer that one. So for me, the design, the colours can look nice, but the design makes the livery. And I know we're limited on ACC to what you can have, no more so than this man down the order who can't even make a custom livery because he's stuck with all the defaults. But yeah, I think the design really makes it. Jamal?
100%. I mean, there's a few cars on this game that you can make. You got Audi, you got the M4, you got Aston. Yeah, like you say, if you get that right color combo, you just it's make or break really when it comes to liveries.
It is indeed. Chris says in the chat, talking liveries, how do we feel about F1 going slightly old school colours? I think the F1 cars look like 2000s cars. I think they look brilliant. I've read a few different things though, Ocon saying that the cars are harder to follow than last year, but then I've read the opposite as well, so I'm a bit sceptical at the moment as to whether we're going to see better racing or not. But big rule change, so you've got to give it time to grow, and we'll see what happens. Hypertech says that's the new Greasy Bandits colours, the blue, green and white. Yeah, I think it looked really nice on the BMW. The design the BMW had of Privet made that colour look really good. Wasn't as big a fan on the Aston, but yeah, I like the BMW. John then says, got sick of being called the Monster livery. He's not been around in the commentary box for ages, John. You've not been Monster for ages. Rob Smith, I get Siri to give me a random number, and that's the colour I use. So Rob Smith spins the wheel of names for his car choices, this year the Nissan and the Chevrolet Camaro, and he gets Siri to give him one colour for his car. Brilliant. What a way to pick your season's livery and car selection. Here's another one that's nice, though. The two shades of blue with the white. I quite like that on Ben.
I do dig that. I kind of get... I don't know.
Have you seen the Williams F1 car that got launched this week?
I actually haven't, no.
Have a look at that. That's what that kind of looks like without the Duracell, because they've got Barclays now as a sponsor, so they've got a bit of light blue with the dark blue. That's Ben's car is giving me Williams F1 vibes right now. Stop go. Oh, Mackenzie. Drive through, pit stop, stop go. Well,
from bad to worse.
When it rains, it pours, Jamal.
When it rains, it pours.
Oh, look at this for a fight here. We've got Leger and Richie Michel. Bearing in mind, whoever said in the chat that at the 45-minute mark we're going to get a spicy race after everybody's pitted, we're 3 minutes from it. But you've got these two here who are duking it out for 8th and 9th. And then look at the quartet of cars behind. Skunky, Cairns, looking on the inside, taps around Skunky. That's going to give Gleeson and Overtaker an extra couple of positions. Maybe even Ian McGowan, maybe even Ben Rook. Through they all go. Butcher may get Cairns on the inside as well. Yes, he does. And Cairns there, Dale $8 short, tapping the rear of Skunky round.
What did we just say?
Yeah.
All overtakers go for it. Is he going to make it stick around the outside? Oh, that is very late. Can he make it stick? Oh, the McLaren's coming back, but again, the grunt of the Mustang, is he going to do it? He's got the inside line. Again, it's very hard to overtake Overtaker at times. He makes it so hard for you, but again, he makes it stick. He's got ahead of the McLaren.
Great move from Overtaker. I think he just got a tap up the rear from Gleeson for a good measure. Chris says that I get Big Apple Logistics vibe from Ben Livery. Of course, we all get Big Apple Logistics vibe from Ben Livery, who are our brand new sponsor for the Pro Series. And welcome on board. We have kicked off the Pro Series that you are sponsoring in a great way. Let me tell you, what a move from Overtaker, says John. Great move around the outside of turn 1. And you've got to be clever at Hungaroring when you're overtaking, because you've got a lot of right, then lefts into rights. You've really got to make sure that if you've got the move done, you either need to have it done, or you've got to play it smart like Overtaker did there, knowing what the next corner is.
100%. Again, no margin for error around here, because one little mistake and that's it. You just get pinched.
So Overtaker moves up to 10th. Radic is still chasing Clace. I feel like Clace has been chasing Vitas, while Radic has been chasing Clace for at least half an hour now. And they just can't seem to get any closer. They can't get closer to Will Friedman. Richie Michel still chasing Leger. Gleeson has obviously, as we know, just lost out to Overtaker. This could allow McGowan to try and get on the back of Gleeson and Ben. Skunky still fending off now Harris with Butcher. Cardno's not a million miles away from them. Mackenzie's in for his stop go. That'll help out the likes of Pletasek, Schmidt, and it'll put Komar and Benny Varga possibly on the same lap as him. Wainwright's only a lap behind Varga and Komar, I do believe. So we'll keep our eyes out there. Another close fight here. Michael Harris on the ahead of Manavola, but I get the feeling Harris isn't going to be there for long. So let's go on the rear wing of Chris DeCourt. And look at that Lexus just start to get bigger in his rear view mirror. And he gets better braking than DeCourt as well. Look how much Michael Harris has just closed into turn 1.
That is insane. Like, the Lexus is known to the brakes not being that great in the rear end locking up, but that is mighty. Watch again.
Harris has just got so much confidence on them brakes.
It's like, get over here, yo, come here.
Dan kept telling us the brakes were terrible on the thing.
Mate, Harris is making it work. I mean, yeah, last 15 minutes in the race, we told you, mate, you don't want to miss it, yo. Get your popcorn, yo.
Chris Rosowski says, where is interview master Stothard? He's down in P29 at the moment. Bit of damage on his Porsche. There you go, John. Stothard and Wainwright are the new monster liveried cars. So there you go. They've taken that reputation for you. Obviously part of the Momentum Motorsport stable. So drive-through penalty for DeCourt, who's being caught by Harris. So what a shame for him. And Chris has said, have we got Jamal Carden in the comms box as a regular, doing a great job? I don't know. Well, I'll speak behind closed doors about Jamal, and we'll see what we can get him in the comms box for this season, because he is doing a great job. And I enjoyed working with John last season for Donington Park. I thought he did a fantastic job as well. So, yeah, we'll have to see what we can get sorted for the comms box for this season. But yeah, DeCourt in for that drive-through penalty. And hello, what's going on here? That is Patrick Leger, who's been passed by Richie Michel and Overtaker and Gleeson. And he's got rear damage and front damage.
And front.
So there's been an incident there. Let's take a look at Richie's car. He's had a little bit of front damage, maybe a scuff.
Looks minimal.
Yeah, maybe he's had. It does look clean. Has he just kind of brushed Leger? And Leger must have had a spin into a wall somewhere. But either way, Leger's trying to fend off Skunky and Keynes and Butcher. And yeah, this could be interesting. Drive-through done for De Court. Did Langley get ahead of him? Yes, he did. So did Gillies. Maiger did not. So De Court comes out ahead of Maiger in this one. But what a tasty fight this could be. 12 minutes left, Jamal. It's been a great day so far. I'll let you take the reins a second while I get the driver of the day post up.
Oh, this is just insane. Like I said, no margin for error. Who wants it more? You got the McLaren on the back of Keynes. Like, it's battles everywhere, man. It's just round one. Who's boy. I mean, Matt, like, anybody's game.
Yeah, really is everybody's game. And it's going to be interesting to see what is going to happen here. Let's take a look at this Ford Mustang, though, come down the straight while I get these driver of the days typed up.
Oh, Skunky goes very wide. Keynes on the inside. Can the McLaren? No. Skunky loses the position. Can Keynes keep it there? Again, no margin for error. And ooh, McLaren goes a little bit deep. Tyres are starting to go off. Fatigue starting to set in. Boy, let's see what happens, y'all.
So I've gone for Milliston, Marinich, because they've had two really good races. I've also put Class on that list, who finished 4th and is currently running in P6, purely because he's a gold driver. He shouldn't be P6 technically, due to the different classes that we have, but I think he's drove really well tonight and deserves all the plaudits for the work he has done. So Keynes has got ahead of Skunky. He's now chasing down after Patrick Leger. Radic getting a little closer to Keynes, but without really troubling him. Friedman's been creeping in on Marinich a little bit here as well. That's down to 9/10 of a second.
Indeed. I mean, who's that going for a move? Is that a lap to know?
That's Benny Varga, a lap down.
I mean, like I said, it's anybody's game. I mean, last 10 minutes, it's just literally flat out to the finish.
It is indeed. John saying that Class has done well, to be honest. I have to agree. He's getting my gold driver of the day, because I don't give an overall anymore. I give category drivers of the day. He's definitely getting my gold driver of the day, because I think a 4th place and so far a 6th, to be mixing it in that platinum category. Vitas has had a good day, but this is where I think Class deserves the gold driver of the day, because he's mixed it with the platinums. Vitas now obviously being gold champion, he is obviously now in that platinum category. And you look at the drivers that Class is beating: Radic, Overtaker, Ben Ruck, Ian McGowan, Patrick Leger, Keynes, Skunky, Vitas.
Big names.
Huge names. Oh no, he's not beating Vitas in this race, sorry, but he did in race 1. So yeah, huge names that Class, the gold driver, has. Richie Michel as well. What a comeback for Richie Michel.
I was going to mention Richie Michel, considering that he's been out for a couple of seasons as well, waiting for an upgrade and stuff. He's done really well, considering. Yeah. Like, that's, again, ahead of Ben Rook, Overtaker, who else? Skunky.
Yeah. McGowan, Leisure, Keynes. Yeah. We saw the pace of Keynes towards the back end of last season, incredible. Now, Langley 100%. Said something last night, and I have to agree with him. Week 1, you can kind of give it to, multiple, if a race winner wins multiple races, you can kind of give it to him. As the season goes on, I tend to not give it to the same person who's just dominating a season, because they've been there all the time.
Yeah.
Class could get gold driver of the day most weeks if he puts on this kind of performance, because yes, all right, if he runs away with gold, fine, but it's the fact he's mixing it with them platinum drivers that is what's giving him this driver of the day vote for me.
100%. Again, like I said, he could rustle a few feathers this season, and I mean, it's just, yeah, he's definitely put the time and the work. He's definitely been testing loads. I mean, I remember him saying that he was waiting for his pedals to come through. So it seems like them pedals are working just fine.
Indeed, and one thing that if we've got any new viewers watching it at the moment, the way the point system works is that the points aren't per class, they are overall position points. So where they finish on the track is the points that they will score. Now, what that means is, for somebody like Claes to be up in that position, couple of cars between himself and Richie Michelle, not only is he going to score bigger in that Gold Championship, but it takes points away from them Platinum drivers to hurt them in their championship as well.
100%. It's like we said at the beginning, it's anybody's game. Without MSA being here, myself, Dan Davis, O'Reilly, it's just up in the air.
Yeah, really
you know
is.
What I mean, so, and again, and then you've got quite a lot of people that are not in their normal go-to cars as well, mixing it up. Yeah, it's fireworks. It's going to be fireworks.
Looking forward to this season. I think this could be a really interesting season this year. I think it could be one of the best seasons we have had, and we say this every time we go back to the next season. It seems to get tighter and tighter and quicker every season that goes by. Where are we though? Final 6.5 minutes. This man Milliston, not spoken about him much in this second race. He leads from Mezin at the moment. Marinich is P3. With Will Friedman P4, Vitas is P5, Claes is P6, but he is your gold leader at the moment. Butcher has apparently now passed Skunky as well. Indeed, he has on the timing tower. Skunky now coming under pressure from Cardno. Clash, your gold leader at the moment, P6 from Radic in 7th. Second place in gold is Richie Michelle from Overtaker in 9th. Gleeson is 3rd in gold, he's P10. Then it's Ben Rook, Ian McGowan, Patrick Leger fending off Cairns and Butcher. Skunky has fell right off the pace here. He's coming under pressure from Tom Cardno, who is 5th in the gold class at the moment. That is the back marker of Mackenzie and the Nissan trying to unlap themselves, and he's had a good showing tonight as Mackenzie. I don't think he should let his drive-throughs and stop-goes worry him too much. He's been pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, especially in an older car as well, where the downforce isn't as advanced as some of the newer cars today. Yeah, he's done really well. So yeah, no, he shouldn't take this one too hard.
Indeed, Chris is saying in the chat, you're right though, Matt, since Ben started 18 months ago, the grid has just got better and bigger every season, and indeed it has, and Ben has been able to get better with the grid getting better, so he's been able to kind of stay with them. What was happening a little further forward there? Butcher was having a look up the inside of Cairns, so there's another gold driver looking up the inside. Cairns going to have that inside line? No, he's not. Butcher's brakes later than Cairns, gets it turned in, so that's a McLaren ahead of Cairns, and he might fancy his chances on Leger with just under 5 minutes to go. Rizalski saying that Simplay is the pinnacle of console racing. Indeed it is. Why would you want to be anywhere else? This is the best league on console by far. Tips. Lots of drivers really up their pace too. And it's not just up their pace in Pro-Am, Darren Cup. The pace has got strong across the whole board.
100%. 100%. I mean, oh man, I wish I was there. I wish I was there.
I kind of wish you was there, but at the same time, I've enjoyed you in the box tonight, so I'm glad you've been here to cover this action. Redditch has got a great launch through the chicane, up the inside of Claes. Bit of hip and shoulder between the two. Claes going to have the inside line for the next part. Bit more hip and shoulder. Radic off the circuit, still side by side, and Claes yields that one. Is he thinking there's too much at stake to lose with another race winning gold early on, but drops down to P7 now, and Richie Michelle is not close enough to trouble Clash, you wouldn't imagine, in this race. Battle at the front though. Mezin has got Marinich within 9/10, who's got Will Friedman within 6/10. Couple of laps left in this race. This is going to be an interesting battle for the final podium spots. Radic, can he gain 4 seconds to Vitas? That'll be tough work. Vitas is no slouch. Gleeson is on the back of Overtaker, who's trying to gain on Richie Michelle. So battle's now just starting to happen. Butcher keeping that pressure on Leger. Cairns just kind of fell off these two a little bit though.
Yeah, I mean, BMW with its drop-off phase, Again, McLaren sometimes does wake up towards the end. Again, you've got Cardinal on the back of Skunky. Skunky struggling a little bit in that Mustang. Kind of surprised that he chose the Mustang, really. I didn't think that was his sort of car, but yeah, we'll see. Again, couple of laps, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he's got Cardno hunting him down. Skunky's obviously got that damage to the car. Yeah, John's just said Class chose the correct thing to do there. I think so as well. You know, Radic isn't his championship fight. Yes, it's a few more points in the Gold Championship, but like you say, you've got to kind of pick your battles a little bit wisely. And yeah, this will be interesting. Cardno just goes a little bit deep there through turn 2. And that's just going to hurt his run now on the back of Skunky. Although I say that, he's actually still there on the rear end of him. Skunky with that damage to his car further down the field. Schmidt trying to get past Pletasek for a couple more points. Race 1 winner. Comar's gaining on the back of Mackenzie, who's right on the rear of Cardno and Skunky. And they could be battling for position. But Cardno, as we can see, closest man to fighting out there on the circuit at the moment. 0.2 of a second, gets really close, misses his brakes. That's going to hurt him, because now the lap car of Mackenzie may try and get ahead, because he's trying to defend off Comar. Mackenzie still lets Cardno stay in front. Cardno has another wiggle. Now Comar all of a sudden is attacking the back of Mackenzie. They've got Messino coming into play here, and is Messino the next car behind these two? Yes, he is. So Messino all of a sudden coming onto the scene, and we're going to have 1 lap left. Where is the leader? No, we may get one more in after this, so we'll wait and see. This may be the penultimate lap of the race. Yeah, but Cardno there just a day late and $1 short and just went too deep.
Indeed, too eager on the brakes. Again, it's fumes running high, get near enough close to the end of the race. People, it's again round 1. I mean, people are racing thinking like it's the last race of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy work out there.
Indeed they are, and Butcher's looking to make another move here on Patrick Leger, so Leger will have that inside line. I'll tell you the fastest lap in a moment, Rosowski, because Leger here looking up the inside at turn 2 to stay ahead of Butcher. They make contact, Butcher goes into a slide, and he may lose out to Cairns here, and has lost out to Cairns, and that could put to bed any more progression for Butcher in this race. Back though to the front, because it's getting spicy between Mezin, Marinic and Will Freeman. Let's just check the leader. I think there will be one more lap. Mezin has the fastest lap of the race, and that is a 1:42.837 by Mezin, which is the fastest lap. The tables, by the way, are provisional. All results are provisional, don't forget. I will add the fastest lap for the Gold drivers as well at the end when they're updated to SimGrid, because sadly it's too much to go through on the game for us to find out what they are. Richie Michel or Clace may be able to have a few more points over Richie Michel in this race, because he's now coming under pressure from Overtaker and from Gleeson, who is also a bronze driver. So Clace may be able to pull points over Richie Michel, but may lose some to Gleeson.
Indeed. I mean, I got no words, Matt. Yeah, I got no words.
Absolutely crazy. It is absolutely crazy. What a day it has been. I hope you've got 2 drivers of the day for Platinum and for Gold here, because this has been such an interesting fight already in this race. Cairns gaining on the back of Leger once more. Skunky still fending off that of Cardno. You see in the background there, Comar has got past Mackenzie, and can Cardno, with 1 lap to go, get himself ahead of Skunky in this race? Further down the order, Gillies is trying to close onto the back of Langley as well. Schmidt trying to gain onto the back of Pletasek, but where is our race leader? That's the biggest thing to keep our eyes on. He's at the 3rd from last corner, so let's stay on board with him, who we haven't seen much. He hasn't put a foot wrong. This is going to go the way of Milliston to back up his 3rd place in race 1. It looks like he's going to take a pretty comfortable race to win as he rounds the final corner, and this will be a great job. He's started his season off strong, and he sorts as he means to go on. Milliston wins race number 2 at the Hungaro Ring. Now it's battle of the Beamers between Mezin and Marinic. Mezin just needs the exit from this final corner to take 2nd place. It will be 2nd place for Mezin. Marinic P3, Will Freeman in 4th. Vitas, top drive from him. He will be in P5. What a drive for the defending gold champion. Radic will take P6, and your gold winner will be that of Clace to come home P7. Richie Michel is going to hang on in there for second place in gold and 8th place overall. What a drive from him. And then overtaker P9 from Gleeson P10. Ben Rook P11 from Ian McGowan in 12th. As Patrick Leger there, look, in the fight. Butcher's got back ahead of Cairns and Patrick Leger. So what has happened there? Because Butcher now is going to come to the line first. This is going to be a drag race to the line between Cairns and Leger. And it goes the way of Patrick Leger in this one. There is Skunky fending off Cardno. Across the line there is Comar. And that is Michael Harris finishing 19th place. Manavola 20th. Matt Wright 21st. Mike Matthews 22nd place from Ugoni. And then Langley comes around the final corner now as well. We've still got Wainwright out there to finish. We've had a few back markers finish. Langley P24, 25th for Gillies. DeCourt P26. Wainwright has just finished in 35th. Here comes DeCourt though, fighting off Miger at the very end. Miger's been in the wars in this second race. And what a job from the drivers in this one. There is your final race results. What an end to this evening's proceedings. Jamal, talk us through. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll jump into the Discord chat where we can hopefully get a few driver interviews. So just give us a couple of moments.